Modern Guitar School is online. A warm welcome to all of you. This video might be the most important one you've seen so far when it comes to guitar lessons. If you follow it, it will completely transform your playing, improve it, and take it to a new level. Stay tuned. So, what are we talking about today? Today it's all about motor skills, that is, the connection between your brain and your tendons, bones, and ligaments. Because what is it that sets you apart from your favorite guitarist? Physically, we're all built the same, more or less. We all have a brain, we all have bones, tendons, fingers, ligaments. So why is your favorite guitarist so much better than you? Why is that? The key word here is motor skills. In other words, it's about how your brain controls your fingers and the related ability to put learned things into practice. Or for example, being able to instantly translate ideas onto the fretboard when improvising one-to-one without any physical limitations. So today I'm going to show you probably the best finger exercise you can do. We're going to go through all 24 finger combinations. I'll explain it to you and I'll describe how to perform them. This will massively improve your precision, control, and speed. Perfect for every day, perfect for warming up, and above all, perfect for guaranteed speed improvement. So grab your guitar and let's get started. What holds us back the most when playing guitar? It's always the same thing, it's always the motor skills. Think back to your first years, switching from D major to G major, for example, was a huge challenge. Why? Because your brain and your motor skills weren't properly connected yet. You could probably picture what the G major chord looks like on the fretboard, but you couldn't place your fingers precisely enough for the chord to sound right. Let alone when you had to switch chords, like from C major to G major, all those basic transitions. And as I said, that's always the same problem. It's really always the motor skills. Just the same, let's say you want to play a sweep, something like that, an A minor, and that's of course another challenge for your motor skills, because here too, the connection between brain, tendons, ligaments, bones, motor skills, and fine motor skills isn't working properly. Now of course there are finger exercises as plentiful as grains of sand on the beach. I think I have 2 books about finger exercises, but in my opinion there are also a lot of finger exercises that are relatively useless, because they practice movement patterns that you actually never need in practice, meaning in a band or everyday music life. For this reason, today I'm going to show you what I think is the most useful finger exercise. These are the 24 finger combinations. Why 24 combinations? You can use your 4 fingers to make only 24 different combinations. So it's not just about warming up your fingers, but above all about systematically improving your motor skills. When the connection between your head and your hand works properly, you'll see that a whole new ease opens up in your playing. The result you get from finger exercises, what you can achieve is better motor skills, more precise movements. And here's the thing, you can learn difficult things much faster if you're able to transfer what you want to play, what you see in the tablature, into your fingers and your motor skills. Is your motor control well trained? Does it happen in no time? And you get started much faster and can even tackle difficult songs or challenging solos? You can learn and play them much faster. So you see, it's worth it. Regular finger exercises mean playing faster, playing better. It's as simple as that. All right, let's start systematically. The fingers of your left hand are assigned numbers. Index finger is 1, then 2, 3, and 4. We'll need this in a moment to understand the finger exercises. But you'll see, it's really simple. A common question from my students, do I have to use my pinky? Gary Moore doesn't use his either. That's true, Gary Moore plays like the devil with just 3 fingers. But why shouldn't you use your pinky if you have it? It would be like telling a cyclist, oh, I'm sure you can ride a bike with just 1 leg, so you don't need to use the second one. Sure, that probably works too, but with 2 legs you'll definitely be faster and you can ride better, more safely. And why wouldn't you use your second leg? That's exactly how I see it with fingers. Nowadays we have wide stretches, for example 3 notes per string, like in an A major scale run. That doesn't work with just 3 fingers. And as I said, why shouldn't you use your pinky if you have it? Of course, in everyday life it's rarely used, like if I pick up my glass of water here, for example. The main supporting fingers are, of course, the thumb, index finger, and middle finger. That's why you all feel more comfortable with these fingers. You can't control the pinky as well. That's completely normal, but it can be trained. And you get a huge benefit. You have one more finger and so many more possibilities. Okay, let's start with the simplest and most logical combination. As I said, there are 24 finger combinations. I'll show you the first combination, the one everyone can do the fastest, which is, of course, the combination 1, 2, 3, 4. Now find a position on the neck that works well with the size of your hand. For most people, the 7th fret works quite well. Now place your index finger, the first finger, on the 7th fret, close to the fret wire, and assign each finger to a fret. And play them in order. 7, 8, 9, 10. It's best to use alternate picking with your right hand. It is very important to remember, it's not primarily about achieving high speed, but rather about maintaining absolute precision, making absolutely sure that your finger movements aren't too large or exaggerated. So you don't do it with huge movements, but instead try to stay close to the fretboard. And place your fingers one after the other, keeping the finger you just played with on the string. Then you move to the B string and do exactly the very same thing. G string. Every musical note has exactly the same value. Nothing should be swallowed up and every note should be clear. Try to maintain a clean hand position. So for example, don't squeeze your hands together like this. Or, I don't know, set your hand at a weird angle or something. Here too, follow your own motor skills, your natural movement. That means thumb, neck, backside. And as you can see, my left hand has a very relaxed and natural position. As I said, this is the exercise that everyone can relate to best. The combination 1, 2, 3, and 4. Light pressure, don't tense up, don't press too hard. You can check. If you ease up on the pressure, at some point you'll reach the point where the note no longer sounds, and you'll be surprised at how little pressure you actually need. 99.9% of all my students press way too hard, so hard in fact that the notes are forced out of tune. That's a problem with jumbo frets. You can easily bend the notes out of tune just by pressing too hard. So please pay attention to that as well. Personally, I would first do the exercise without a metronome or drum loop, and first make sure I get the finger combination into my muscle memory. Only then would I do the whole thing with a drum loop. I'll show you that now. Let's take quarter notes for example. So if that's going well, you can also use 8 notes. If you play cleanly, you'll automatically get faster, so pay attention to your accuracy. As I said, please don't make speed your top priority. Focus on accuracy and tone quality instead. The rest will come with time. Alright, let's move on to the next combination. I think the second easiest combination is to play the whole thing backwards. So 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm staying on the same fret. It's best if you place all your fingers down and then go one after the other. Downwards. It's exactly the same here. Start slowly. Pay attention to tone quality, make sure you're not making big movements, and play through the exercise slowly. Do you have the position? If you've played from the 7th fret on the thin E string to the thick one and back again, then you could go up a half step, play through the whole thing, and so on. If you also want to work on your stretching, of course you can move to a region where you notice that it challenges your hand a bit in terms of reach. So for example, in this position the hand gets stretched a bit more, but maybe not too many things at once. I would first practice the exercise in isolation, in a position where I can handle the reach well, and only then add aspects like that. Alright, the exercise. Maybe once more with a drum loop. Let's keep going. I'll take the combination 2-1-3-4, 2-1-3-4, and we'll check that again with the drum loop very slowly. A bit faster. And so on. Yeah, and as I said, there you have it. 24 combinations. You can mix them however you like. I've got them here in the table, I'll show it to you. It's all laid out here, divided by weeks, so that you don't, what often happens, put the emphasis on always starting with the first finger. Just as a suggestion, maybe you can spread it out over the week so that each finger gets to start at some point. But as I said, you can mix them up. The important thing is just that you go through all 24 possibilities. Not in one day, of course. This is a long-term goal. Keep picking different combinations, keep varying them, and you'll see your finger dexterity will improve tremendously and you'll have much better control over what you actually want to play. Common mistakes: fingers move too far away from the fretboard, too much pressure, sloppy alternate picking, no string changes, only playing on one string. It's best to use all 6 strings. It feels different on every string. And playing too fast. As I said, don't play fast and rush sloppily over the notes so that you can't hear any clear tones, or when everything just sounds messy. It buzzes. Your brain remembers that too. Play slowly and cleanly. Every note is equally important. That's how I always practiced in the past, and I still do it today. After all, the listener wants to hear every note of your fantastic playing and enjoy every single one. I'll spare you from having to listen to all 24 combinations now. I think you've understood the basic principle. After all, this isn't supposed to be a 2-hour video. Here. If you do this exercise for 5 minutes a day, I promise you'll definitely play faster, cleaner, and with more control. These combinations are part of the basic technique for every professional. And now you have them too. One situation where I always do this exercise is for about 10 minutes, backstage, before the performance. That's when I grab my guitar and do a few combinations to get my fingers supple, loosened up, and warmed up, so that I can give 100% right from the very first song. Alright, my dears, we're done again. Take this seriously and incorporate it into your practice routine. It's absolutely worth it. You'll make great progress quickly and become a better musician. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. I would be absolutely thrilled if the channel keeps getting pushed and more guitarists can benefit from it. That would be a great thing. Thank you for that. Soon I'll also be launching my first newsletter. Sign up for it. Anyone who signs up by December 24th will receive a gift from me worth 20 euros. Let yourself be surprised. I won't bombard you with 1,000 newsletters. You'll only get something if it's really important or if it's worth your while. Promised. I'm getting started on the next workshop. There will be 20+ licks next week. Really beautiful pearls that should demonstrate their skill. I will work through them for you and explain them step by step. It will be a great workshop, you'll see. Alright, I'm getting to work now and I say, folks, take care. And do some finger exercises from time to time too. And we'll see each other next week. See you then. Ciao.